evening, everybody. It's Shannon. Welcome to my weekly podcast that I record every Wednesday night and post it up to YouTube on Thursday morning at 8 a.m. So you will be seeing this tomorrow morning. In my podcast, I talk about what I've done the past week, what I'm doing in the week coming up, what I'm watching, any other kind of weird, goofy stuff. I'll do a little mail call this go around. But before I dive in, I wanted to share that as of this recording, right before I went on, I was at 470 subscribers. So yay, thank you all so much. It's very exciting. If you are joining me here for the first time and you enjoy my brand of weirdness and what I'm talking about here and what we do on my Sunday brunches, which is live every Sunday, if you would consider liking and subscribing and maybe hitting the notification. I'm really bad about the notification things because I always forget the notifications is always in my email and I always forget to look at my email, so I'm really bad about getting notifications. So if you don't do the notification thing, I'm right there with you because I never know. But I sure would like you to subscribe and like this video, so give it a thumbs up and come on back when you can. If you are returning, thank you so much. Really appreciate being able to see everybody pop a comment in the lives, pop comments in the podcast, in the videos. When you guys tell me what you guys are working on and what you've been up to, really makes it feel like we're a lot closer together than spread out all over the place. So hope you consider letting me know what you're working on as I'm running down the list of everything that I've done this past week. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and dive right in. So this past week, I accomplished something that I have been sharing with you all that is very important to me to get done, and I have 3 legit kit tops that I'm working on. I'm working to complete those before I leave for a quilt retreat with Together We Sew with Stephanie Stitches in the middle of September. We're heading to Walnutport. This will be my second year going, and I'm looking forward to that, but I'm working to get these 3 legit kits tops finished before then, so that I will officially be in the running again to be an instructor, a certified instructor with legit kits. So in doing that and prepping that and getting 3 done, I actually did complete the first one. It is the smallest in terms of number of blocks to put together. It is the hardest in terms of the amount of small pieces. 2 of the blocks I had 33, 34 individual units that went into each block. So of the 3 that I'm working on, the smallest, only a 2x2 grid, so just a 4 patch basically, but the hardest with the most amount of really tiny little pieces. So let me go ahead and show that to you. Let me show you what I completed, and I will put a picture up too, because I've had it full. I'm waiting for, it's going in a picture frame, and I'm going to be doing the rose. So this is the rose. Look how pretty. It needs another good iron before I put it in the picture frame. But this is, it makes me so happy to look at it every time. I'm so pleased. You know, as a quilter, as a creative, you know where the bodies are buried on here, where you've done something maybe backwards or not quite lined up the way or whatever. That's for you to know, not anybody else to worry about. I know, but with the knowing, I'm still so very proud and so very pleased with how it turned out. It was a late night. I had it in my head that I was going to finish it on Monday night, and if you consider not going to sleep Monday night and finishing the top at 3 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning, sewing straight through, then I finished it on Monday night, and I'm calling it, I finished it on Monday night. But I'm just, as my mama would say, I'm just tickled that it's done, and it looks so pretty, and I'm very, very excited to do both the water lily and the orchid at a later date, because Mini Sculliver and Sail Away are the two that I have listed to get done by my deadline. But I'm very much looking forward to getting the other two done so I can give my mom the trio of the flowers in frames. I'm very excited about it. I'm just really pleased. It really feels good to have that accomplished and be able to, you know, check that off my checklist. So yay, and thank you all so much for being so supportive and asking me when we've seen each other on lives, and just in, you know, in the comment section. It's been so nice of you all to keep me encouraged and making sure that I've been, you know, on point and getting done. And with your help, and a lot of Monster on Monday night, I was able to get it done. So yay, 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 yay. That is done. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, last week, I think I talked about this on the Sunday brunch, but it was, you know, after the podcast. So on Saturday, my car had a couple of recalls that needed to be taken a look at the dealership. So my oldest and I headed down, dropped the car off, and since Lauren drove, we went in their car to a place called Capital Musubi. So if you're in the DC metro area, Tyson's Corner Mall, and we had musubi, which is a staple in Hawaii, for sure, because I got the Spam. So specifically, Spam musubi is very big in Hawaii. Like, you can get it in like gas stations, and it's like good. Like it's primo. It's not like, you know, I don't know, some sketchy gas station stuff, I guess. But it's primo, and the Capital Musubis were like, you know, two-fisted eating. They were big, and good, and I was very excited to do that. And I, you know, got to do that, and then got back in time to sew live with Stephanie Stitches, where she was working on her Deep Dive the Turtle, which is beautiful, and I was working on the rose. And so made it back in time for that. Then we had, on Sunday was my Sunday brunch live, sewing from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. And that happens every Sunday, unless it's a Legit Kit Bomb, a block of the month Sunday. And then I, you know, we'll come on from 1 to 3 those Sundays, and we'll sew the block of the month together. But that just happened a little bit ago, so not quite time for the block of the month again yet, but almost. But so yeah, had our Sunday brunch together. It was a really good conversation. I always leave every brunch, I always sign off and just think, holy cow, that was fun. So, and that's all, you know, obviously because of you, because I'm just sitting here talking to a camera. So having you guys all, you know, asking questions and talking about all kinds of stuff, and giving me topics to talk about and get everybody involved is a blast. And I again leave every Sunday just really, really jazzed about having spent those couple of hours with you guys. This past week, the final votes were tallied for the 2-color quilt challenge, and we have 2 blocks ready to go, and should have the patterns. I haven't checked email since this afternoon, so we may have the patterns. You may have the patterns already, but then we'll be ready to go with sewing those this coming up Tuesday. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in the what we're doing. But the votes are in. 2 blocks won. I think we had a couple of clear winners this go around. It was pretty good race, but 2 clear winners, and I'm excited about them all the time. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and can't wait to sew them up and get to show off all of your work in the beginning of August. Wow, already the beginning of August, of what you guys have sewn together for those 2 new winning blocks. Let's see, before mail call, the one big thing that I did this past week, and actually just did it last night, I had been talking about wanting to get another machine for traveling, going to the quilt retreats and everything that I do, and also thinking I should probably have a pretty good workhorse of a machine for when I am an instructor, and I'm putting it out there in the universe. And so last night I was at my friend Ingrid's house, who you'll see on the lives. She's one of my moderators, one of the Cheeto suckers from Pennsylvania. I'll be back up in Pennsylvania with her at the Walnut Port at the Nut House, which she had just gotten received her new Juki straight stitch, and I was feeling major FOMO and had already been thinking about it and had been talking about it for a little while, and I was like, oh, I'm doing it. So I did. I ordered from Juki Junkies. I ordered last night the Juki TL18 QVP, which is the Haruka, which means beyond. And I'm very, very excited about that. There are several YouTubers that use that machine, from bag makers to quilters. I got the free motion quilting table as well to go with it. So now when I say I'm wanting to do some special stuff on quilting the sail away, I'm actually going to have the machine and the ability to really do that. So I'm excited about that. It's supposed to get here Friday, and I'm going to be just waiting, like waiting for the UPS guy to get here, and running him down as soon as I hear that truck. I'm so excited. Juki Junkies actually called today, which was kind of cool. They wanted to double check the mailing address, asked how I'd heard about them, and yeah, it was just a very nice customer service call. So I'm really excited about that. I've followed them on Facebook, and on I've seen their YouTube videos and stuff, so I knew that they were pretty like top of the line customer service, and folks really liked them a lot. So that's why I chose them, and I'm really looking forward to getting that on Friday. I may do a quick unboxing because I'm going to be so excited. So you may see that. I'm not making any promises, but you may possibly hear me squeal. It may be supersonic and go all around the world when it gets here. You might know. So okay, mail call. So a couple of things. My friend Sean from The Guy Who Sews, he had said that he had gotten a book to track his works in progress, his WIPs, and it was from someone, a subscriber of his, a follower, subscriber, right? Friend of his named Tamika Morris, and based on his recommendation, I went ahead and ordered this too. It's on Amazon. It's called Quilting WIP, Work in Progress, and it's a really nice book to track, works in progress, fabric choices, talking about the borders that you're going to do, when you started it, what the finished quilt size is supposed to be. So it's a good way to track all of your works in progress too, because I know it can kind of be overwhelming sometimes to think about all the things you've started and all the things that you're working on. And I'm a list maker. I enjoy a list. I enjoy checking things off of a list. Sometimes when I'm making a list, I'll add really trivial, silly things just so I can check something off of the list. But I think when I start doing this, I think it will feel overwhelming in that I've said this before, I'm a habitual starter and a absolutely wretched finisher. But I think having it in a list format like this, and being able to see the progress and be able to check it off when it's done, I think it's gonna help me kind of rein in and maybe start this whole getting these 3 quilt tops done for Legit Kits has really like opened up a speed and an efficiency of sewing that I did not know I had it possessed in my body at all. I've always been a very precise. I like to be very, like, as near perfection as I possibly can get, but very slow, kind of methodical, zen, very much in the like flow of having some music on or having a show on, and just, you know, just enjoying the whole process. If I could have mood lighting and still be able to see what I was doing, I would probably do that as well. I just enjoy the relaxation of sewing and putting pieces together and creating beautiful works of art. And I didn't know that I had this workhorse, like, get it done person in me. So now that I've unlocked that level and I know that I can access that, I think having this book might help me focus and kind of work through some of the works in progress that I do want to finish, that I actually want to finish. And I don't know if you watch Just Get It Done Quilts, Karen Brown, right, from Toronto. From Toronto? Yes, Toronto. She was talking about doing something like this, like working through, like looking at all of her UFOs and her whips, and the scale of do you want to get it done, and will you get it done, or hell no, you're never going to touch it again. And I think being able to write it out and put it in this book will help me decide that maybe some of these things I'm just never going to get to because I've fallen out of love with it. In the 2 years that I've been quilting, I've started many a thing. And I'm going to bet that there are some things that seemed like a good idea when I was first starting and that I'll never get to, because it just doesn't, you know, Marie Kondo, it doesn't bring me joy. So I'll be able to make that decision. Does it make it to the book, or do I donate that fabric or donate that pattern or whatever, and move on from it? So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the organization that I'll get from this. That's very cool. Next up, what I want to show you is a kind of little collaboration thing that I did. I don't know if you all know Fallon from So Be It Quilts and her first husband of quilting, Matthew, who they are well, Fallon, first of all, is just a magnificent quilt maker. She does amazing work, and so that's how I initially started watching Fallon on her YouTube channel. Everything will be linked below. But she and her husband and family have really started doing, they were doing clappers and some other things, but they then got the patent for the slide locks that I have up here, which I absolutely adore. I have a little, not really a tutorial, but a kind of demonstration of how I use them and which ones I would recommend getting. I'll link that down in the description too. But in there making clappers, they can do some things with, like, your YouTube handle or your business name or whatever. And I had mentioned on a live that when I was ordering the quilter slide locks, that next on the thing will have to be my logo on a clapper, because my friend had just finished the logo, and Matthew was like, touch base with me. I have an idea of what I want to do, and I might use you as a guinea pig. And I was like, that sounds like a lot of fun. So I sent him my logo. I sent him, or I told him like what wood I was really interested in and what I thought was really cool for the clappers. And then he did a thing and he played around with he does the woodworking stuff that I don't understand, but I still think that it would be absolutely fascinating for him to have his own YouTube channel, whether he wanted to like actually like ever talk on it or just have Fallon like voice over it. I think watching the woodworking would be so much fun. But so he made a clapper and then was working on a new technique to do with logos with epoxy. Epoxy, you know, the acrylic stuff, I guess. So I was the guinea pig. This was the first time that he had tried it. He did some trial and error about how the stuff would work, like like what the chemical reaction would be with the wood and the epoxy inside the wood. Played around with some color, you know, asked me what my favorite color was. We had a great conversation about British Racing Green, and then did some trial and error. So I today received the clapper, which I'm going to show you this side first. This is the zebra wood. It's freaking gorgeous. I absolutely love it. It is so beautiful. This is where I failed in the whole thing. This wood is absolutely gorgeous, but with my favorite color being British Racing Green, you might be able to tell just from this that might be a difficult choice to make work in this thing. So I did not set up Matthew for success right there with what my favorite color is. Also, with my logo being some fine lines, I also didn't set Matthew up for success because my logo was a little bit weird. So and I think it's going to be backwards for you guys. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see. Let me see if I can get the color. So you can see where Matthew has learned a lot of lessons from my weird logo, my favorite color choice, and my choice of wood. So in that, it was a success of an experiment because I've helped Matthew learn maybe to steer his people in a different direction. If their favorite color is a dark color, maybe don't choose a dark color of wood, or something that is as busy as the zebra stripes. I adore it because I got to be a guinea pig on what Matthew and Fallon are doing. So I am super excited about that. But obviously the S and the eye of the needle with the epoxy. Sorry, I keep covering my face with the thing. It isn't. That's not the correct logo to do. So someone who has a logo like me, while I love the S and I still think it looks great, I'm super stoked about that. You know, I know it's a needle, but not everybody out in the world might not be able to tell that that's what is supposed to be. And that's just because that's what my logo is. My logo looks great on a t-shirt, where, you know, I can, you know, on my Cricut, weed out the little pieces and everything, but when you're trying to fill it with, anyway, it was an awesome experiment, and I'm so very thankful to have been able to work with Matthew to be able to do that. I'm very excited to have been the first guinea pig, and I hope that he's excited to have learned, you know, tested out what he was hoping to be able to do, and has learned, you know, so much from that whole process of you know, the amount of epoxy you have to use, all that sort of stuff. Again, I'm not a woodworker. I don't necessarily know all the things, but I'm super excited to have it, and I'm going to proudly show it off and use it from now on. So I'm very excited about that. So yay for a little collab in a realm that I know nothing about. So that was kind of fun. So that's mail call. So then today was work. Blah. Last night ordering the machine, that was the most fun part. So what's going to start happening for the rest of the week is Saturday is a full day, you guys. Saturday is a full day. First thing in the morning, if you follow Stephen of Bland Designs and Idiot Quilter with Stephen and Walter live and so chatty and all that stuff, Bland Designs, and if you guys follow him, you know. It's his birthday on Friday, so if you can, say happy birthday to him on Friday. On Saturday is his birthday bash, where it's a all day sew. So it's not a virtual retreat because there aren't like speakers or anything like that. There's not going to be one of his virtual retreat setups, but it's a pop-up sew day where anybody can join. You do have to get the Zoom link to be able to come in, so you'd have to shoot him an email and ask to get put on the list. But that starts bright and early Saturday morning at 8 a.m. So I'm super excited to be able to spend time with Stephen to celebrate his birthday the day after. And then at noon my time, Eastern time, is Yvette Renee with Piecing It Real. She's who I learned FPP from, and I'm in her Piecing It Real FPP group. She has her second virtual retreat. Oh, that's gonna make my ear look funny. Has her second virtual retreat Saturday, so I'm excited about that. Gonna join in on that. She has she was posting today that there's still time to sign up, so please consider doing that. I'll also link that in the description box below. But it's a 8-hour or so day of, she sends you a project. You don't have to work on that project if you don't want to. You can work on whatever you want to do, but it's a good kind of stitch and chat kind of day. I'll definitely be working on FPP. I just don't know that it'll be on that project because, again, goals. So I will probably be working on Sail Away or Mini Sculliver. That'll probably be what I'm working on. But I'm really looking forward to her second virtual retreat and spending time with all the folks that I've met through that. Also on Saturday, then I will hop over at 5 o'clock to sew with Stephanie Stitches. It is our Village Green Zoom and YouTube live sew. So if you are a Village Green PMQer, if you would like to learn more about what Cotton Cuts and the Puzzle Mystery Quilts is all about, please go ahead and consider joining me over at Stephanie Stitches channel from 5 p.m. Eastern. We usually do 5 to 7, and we'll be putting the Clue 6? Yes, Clue 6 together Saturday night. Only one of mine has shown up so far, so at least one showed up. I'm very excited about that. So I will have something to sew on Saturday at least. I've heard from a couple of people, and Stephanie had posted about it in her Facebook group, that they've received theirs as well, so that's looking good. We were worried this past Saturday because we hadn't gotten anything, any notifications, informed delivery with the U.S. Postal Service. Didn't tell me that I was even getting the one, that it was in my mail or anything like that. So it was all just kind of a surprise. But we're good to go. We're going to be good to go. Then on Sunday, my brunch this Sunday is going to be very goal-oriented, but it is goal-oriented for my viewers, for you guys. We are going to be working on, and I've printed them out in a couple of different ways, and I found out from somebody tonight that their printer doesn't let them do different sizes, and they're kind of having issues, and I wish I was like a printer mechanic so I could help folks, but I can't know all the things, I guess, which is hard for me because I would love to know all the things. But Sunday we are doing a very beginner's FPP block. It is a square and a square. And so this is one size, and then this is the like full size print. So I'll probably have one in between the two of these as well. And I'm going to walk everybody through the very basics of FPP. Because and sharing and talking about my journey with Legit Kits, and learning through Piecing It Real and continuing to learn from Yvette, broadening and then learning some things from Varushka at Pride and Joy, and Kristen at Quiet Play, looking at all of these other FPP patterns and what I like and what I don't like, and then landing in this Legit Kits world. I'm hearing from folks that they would love to do Legit Kits, think they're absolutely amazing and gorgeous, but they're intimidated by them, and don't really know where to start. And I think that's okay. I think it's okay to not want to start with a kit or a pattern that costs in the hundreds of dollars, when you haven't even done it, like you haven't even put your first two pieces together on anything. So what we're gonna do Sunday is we're gonna walk through all of that. All you have to do is download. It's just a JPEG image of that square and a square, and you can, if your printer is like my printer, I can choose to size things up and down, and if you can just print it at full, original, however it's going to work best for you. And this is very scrap friendly. These are, I think, well, let's see, this square in here is 2 inches the way I have it printed out. So a 2.5 inch square would be a perfect start for that one. This one, obviously bigger scraps I would have to pull, or just pieces from a layer cake or something. Well, probably a charm square would fit in that full printout too, for the inside square, not for the corner triangles. But I'm going to walk you through all of that stuff. You can do, if you've never done anything like that before, I would recommend solids, because solids are the same, front and back. There's no right or wrong sides. And so how you position anything in your first square and the remaining squares, it's not going to impact from it being a directional fabric, or from it being print where it matters which side ends up showing on the pretty side. But I will walk you through all of that, even directional, some fussy cutting. I'm gonna show how to be successful on a beginner project like this, that you can then create. You can make into a mug rug. Add some, if you print it out this small because that's what you're comfortable with, you can add some borders, make it a little mug rug. If you print it out big size like this, that's already a nice size mug rug, or like a pot holder, like a hot pad or whatever. You might love that and have coordinating scraps, and you might want to put a few of them together and make a table mat, or a table topper or a table runner. It's anything. The sky is the limit with this, with the square and a square. It's a very traditional block, and you'll be able to do all kinds of stuff. If you like the fussy cutting, which we'll work on, you might want to figure out in that first square, which is going to be the easiest one, to start off with. And you might go crazy after Sunday, after we get off of the live, and you might finish the whole thing. You just never know. I'm just really excited, and I'm talking so much about it. I'm just really excited about getting other folks excited about feeling confident and able to say, hey, I might do one of the easier Legit Kits, or maybe Legit Kits isn't for me, I'll try something else. But you're getting that confidence because I helped you, and that's very exciting to think about. So yeah, so that is what Sunday brunch is going to be this Sunday. from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern. The rest of the week, I'm going to be working on Sail Away. Almost done with that. I'm at the fiddly point, which is the sailboat, and I've really not really focused on it very much at all because I was working to get the mini rows to completion. So the focus now is that same laser focus on Sail Away, get that done for as long as I can withstand not starting Mini Sculliver, because I'm also very excited about that, to get that started. So the goal is to ignore the siren call of Mini Sculliver and get Sail Away finished, that's a 60 by 80. That's a full 8 by 8 grid. So that's a big one, but it's easier piecing. And Mini Sculliver is supposed to be easy. It's a 1 out of 3 dot quilt top for legit kits, if you know anything about how they do those. So I feel like that's enough. I feel like that is absolutely enough of what I've done and what I'm doing. I'm still listening as I'm doing quilting. I'm still listening to the podcast Smartless with the comedy trio. I'm having a really good time listening to that. I am every Thursday watching the day before's video of the British Sewing Bee, so I'm really enjoying that. I really like to see everybody putting clothes together, which I don't think I will ever actually be able to do. I can hem and I can tailor a jean to make a 22-year-old boy happy, but I don't see myself ever really creating my wardrobe as much as I would like to, and had it in my head last year that I was totally going to do that this year. It's just not something that really stuck with me as an interest. So, but I do like watching it. I do love watching other people be so creative in doing that. So yeah, that's what I'm watching and listening to. Please join me and Steven, if you can, on Saturday for his birthday bash. Join me and Yvette on Saturday for her virtual retreat. It's $30. I think it's $30. Pretty sure it's $30. If it's 40, I'm sorry. 30 or 40 bucks for an all day. So 8 hours, and you get a free pattern of FPP, and that's very exciting. And then Saturday evening from about 5 to 7 Eastern time, join me and Stephanie to do our Cotton Cuts Village Green. And then I'm really hoping that you will join me Sunday on my brunch so that we can begin your journey into FPP too, or just a refresher if you haven't done it in a while, or just a quick fun little mug rug, or a pot holder for a housewarming gift for a friend of yours or something, whatever. But I hope you'll join me and create that together, and help throw out the tips and tricks that you've learned from all of the people that you've watched FPP with, because the more information that we share with each other, the more it's going to click for other people. So I really like the fact that you all would be there and help share your knowledge in the skill too. So I think that is it. Thank you all very much. Again, I really appreciate everybody stopping and watching and commenting and letting me know what you're up to and what you're listening to and working on. And yeah, I'll see you guys this weekend in one way or another. Talk to you all soon. Have a great rest of your week. Bye.